Let me say something that most business owners don't want to hear. If you're working harder than ever, but results aren't improving, then your problem is not effort. Your problem is structure. In this video, we're going to find out exactly why effort is not the problem as it relates to a scaling or growing a business, and then point you in the right kind of direction so that you can identify where leakages are happening, where growth is stalling, and sort of guide you through solutions that you can start applying today. Welcome once again. This is Phiri Consulting, where we help entrepreneurs like you build scalable, profitable, as well as fundable businesses. If you're new here, please consider subscription to the channel. We really appreciate all your efforts in helping us grow as a business and as a channel. Now, I see this pattern all the time. You find founders waking up earlier than usual. You find them posting more, doing more promotions, more advertising, and all this relating to more and more and more effort. And if you look from the outside, now it looks like a very genuine hustle, which in most cases it is. But a look from the inside, I tell you, the truth is that it feels very exhausting. It takes all of your time, it takes all of your energy. And the problem then being that with all this energy that you're putting into all the particular effort, end up not seeing the growth that you anticipate, then this means that there is a fundamentally huge problem that is happening there. So the norm usually is that after such effort, you find that revenue remains unpredictable, maybe cash flow is also tight, and then you find that growth is very, very fragile. So this is where you find now entrepreneurs that start pointing the finger. All right. Now, when they do so, they're trying to apportion blame to reasons why their business is not performing as anticipated or is not growing according to the predictions that they had, considering the effort that they are putting into the business. So you'll find a lot of them pointing the blame and thinking maybe it's the market. The market is not in a good space. Some put the blame on the algorithm. Some even blame the economy, and some go ahead and blame the audience. Maybe the audience are not familiar with these new tools or with this new offering and all these other problems. But the truth here is that all of these are rarely the problem. Now, the truth then is that effort doesn't scale. It's a very uncomfortable truth. Effort does not scale, but systems do. So if you find yourself uh, personally depending on yourself manually to do follow-ups, manually to respond to every inquiry, and you're the only person that is holding everything else together, then it means that there is seriously a structure problem in your business. So because of a structure problem that you have, you find that when the business grows or tries to grow, what ends up happening is that the entrepreneur or the one who's running the business falls under a lot of pressure. Now, this kind of pressure sometimes is the reasons why you hear all these stories that entrepreneurs are stressed, are depressed, and so forth. Yet there are ways in which all of this could be done, especially now with all these developments, automations, AI, and so forth. There are ways in which this could be done, yet removing as much pressure from the entrepreneur or from the person running the business as much as possible. So let's look at this scenario where you've got two businesses. Let's say they're in any sector or in any industry, and these two businesses are as closely linked as possible. They are so similar, and they offer the same service. They're in the same industry, in the same sector, and so forth. You've got business A and business B. Now, one of the similarities is that these businesses are getting the exact number of leads in any given time frame. It could be in a week, it could be in a month, in a year, whatever the time frame you choose. But the leads are the same, and most of the resources that they are exposed to are the same. You've got people with almost the same qualifications in those businesses. But if you look closely into these businesses, for instance, take business A. In business A, you find that there is no clear intake process for leads that are coming in, no lead prioritization, no automated follow-up, and no visibility. On the other hand, for business B, every inquiry is captured, every lead is tagged and tracked, follow-ups are triggered automatically, and bottlenecks are visible. Now, you will notice that as much as there are all those similarities, the outcomes for these particular businesses will be very, very different. Now, one, which is business A, is going to be leaking revenue silently, while the other business, which is business B, will compound results. The lesson here is very simple. When businesses fail, especially when they fail to grow, they do so silently. It's not really loud. Sometimes you could even see some performance, some growth here and there, some revenue that is okay, but the growth, the revenue, and everything else in the business is not really optimized. It means that the business is leaving a lot of money on the table. It could have done more. It could have converted more customers. It could have done a lot of things. So there are a lot of things that are happening that shouldn't be happening. And this is where the leakage is happening. So the areas where the business could be losing a lot of money or leaking are not really limited to these, but some of them fall under these categories. You find that the business responds slow to inquiries. There are no proper follow-ups because it's not really automated. And there are whole other things that are not happening or things that are happening that shouldn't be happening. For example, decisions are being made, but they're being made from maybe intuition or gut feeling. Data is not being used there. So the processes are not really systematic. Some of them cannot be really replicated. So it all happens according to what the entrepreneur is feeling at that particular problem. So now this means that if a system or if a process cannot be replicated to produce the same results, and then there is fundamentally something wrong there. Such a business fails to scale because it depends solely on the person that is doing it. You cannot have the same kind of performance, for instance, if the founder is not there on that day or takes a holiday or even falls sick. Everything else comes to a grinding halt. So this becomes a very, very big problem for a lot of SMEs attempting to scale. The truth of the matter is that when revenue leaks are happening, it's not really dramatic, right? It's not really dramatic. But if you put all of those things together that leads to a revenue leak, the results are usually profound, and it is profound in the negative. However, if you are really interested in finding out exactly where your business could be leaking revenue, what I've done is that I've created a revenue leak and systems audit that you can have access to in the captions or in the descriptions of this video, or you can find it in the comments somewhere down there. What it will help you is identify exactly where your business is leaking, and in doing so, create a map that you can start applying today for you to make sure that all of those leakages are plugged, and then your business could have the resources, especially financial resources, from a revenue perspective that your business needs to grow. In any case, how do you measure the growth of your business if your revenue remain the same or if your revenue is not growing at all? So you really need to make sure that revenue leaks are plugged. And to do so, the revenue leak and systems audit will help you by first identifying where the leakages are and then creating a map that you can start using to plug them and then be on your merry way to scale your business. Don't forget the link is somewhere down there below. So again, what I would encourage entrepreneurs to do is to stop adding effort upon effort on broken systems, What it will just do is that it will drain your resources, it will drain your monies, it will drain your energies. And at the end of the day, people will feel dejected in the entrepreneurial journey. And this can be very problematic. So stop adding additional and additional effort. What you need to do is build a system to scale your business. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Phiri Consulting, where we help entrepreneurs like you build scalable businesses. Remember that early preparation equals excellent results. Don't forget to take the audit down below. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.